Remarkable! Incredible! Unbelievable!
Save! And Spark are champions!
Good on Pepe! Goal! It doesn't get any better than that!
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Game and Frame broadcast coming to you live from the Sousa Sports Complex in Central Islip. My name is Francis Argueta with you for UPSL Northeast American North quarterfinal action. In the first matchup of the weekend, third place New York Renegades faced sixth place Red Hook FC. Renegades ended their regular season with a second defeat on their record. Both losses came against AFC Academy, and the latest of which was in a 2-0 shutout. The loss cost Renegades a bye week, and they seek to make up for it with the victory against Red Hook FC, who they beat 3-1 just a few weeks ago. Red Hook finishes with 5 wins and 5 losses in their debut Premier season. They secured the final playoff spot thanks to a big season for Harry Sankey, who finished with 9 goals. They'll need a powerful performance from their forward if they'd like to pull off a massive upset away from home today. The playoffs have begun, and we have major ramifications with each and every game. A Premier giant hosts an up-and-coming challenger with big ambitions. The winner advances to face New York Empire in the semifinals. Stay with us to find out who that will be on Game and Frame. And today's Game and Frame broadcast is presented by Umbro, celebrating more than 100 years of football. Learn more at umbropremier.com. and we are just seconds away from kickoff here from the Sousa Sports Complex in Central Islip, Long Island, between the New York Renegades and Red Hook FC, making the trip over from Brooklyn. The hosts, Renegades, finished their season in third place. Now have to have this quarterfinal matchup to advance to the semis and potentially face a New York Empire in the next round of this playoff tournament in the Northeast American and North Conference. Both teams take their final huddle before they take their sides and positions to get things rolling here on this Saturday evening. A bit of a late start here, but it'll be worth the wait for what is going to be a big matchup. And the first stone that is going to take its place in the playoffs in the UPSL Northeast American North Conference. Renegades is the first squad to take their positions. Red Hook, a bit of a late arrival, but they are now ready to get things going. And now we are just waiting on the whistle from the main official, and we will be on our way. Doing final checkups on the nets here from the linesman. And then we'll get the okay from the keepers, and that whistle will be starting us off here on this Saturday evening in October on Game and Frame. There is a whistle to get things going here on Game and Frame. It is third place New York Renegades facing off against sixth place Red Hook FC, and it's on its way to you now. In the UPSL Northeast American North playoff quarterfinal, we have our first two teams of the weekend. Tomorrow it'll be AFC Academy facing Onsers FC to decide the semifinal positions, which will be facing New York Empire, that'll be the winner of today's game, and New York Braveheart. And an early giveaway over to Nicolas Vidal has Renegades in prime position to get things going. Ball outside the area, long shot taken by Cariel. There's the first shot, a bit off target, but it'll get things going here from Central Islip, New York. We'll start with the starting lineup for the home team, the third place New York Renegades. In net, it'll be Eric Edwards, and a back four, Christian Garcia, Samuel Cáceres, Jose Turcios, and Francisco Flores. The midfield consists of Milton Campos with Oscar Rivas and Matthew Scariel above him. And the front three will be Sebastian Ruiz, Junior Rosero, and Nicolas Vidal. Some late changes to the starting lineup, as O.J. Bedward will not be featured in today's roster. We also see Vidal taking the position that Angelo Quintanilla is very accustomed to. Here comes Rivas putting in the first ball, which will result in the first corner of the first half to the Renegade. It was a couple weeks ago, Renegades opened up their scoring in the U.S. Open Cup second qualifying round versus Greek Americans from a corner position. The goal scorer of that game, Bedward, is not featured in today's matchup. Here comes the cross. There it goes. Defense to it first. Have to get rid of it second time around. And they do partially. Now it'll be a throw-in for the home team. In comes the throw-in for Junior Rosero, and he plays it all the way back to his defense. Flores over to Vidal, gets a nice 1-2. Flores keeps possession, now over to Ribas. Ribas over to Cariel, sees a long ball looking for Ruiz, who has a lot of speed to him behind those legs. Here comes the winger, cutting inside the box. Makes a move on the defender, puts it across the box. Deflection and defense clears it away. Only as far as Francisco Flores. And now Campos will reorganize the offense. We'll give you Red Hook's lineup when we have a break in action. For the meantime, here comes Renegade continuing to attack. They get the ball intercepted midfield. Cariel recovers. And it goes all the way back to Eric Edwards off his line. Over to Garcia now. In net for Red Hook, it'll be Joshua Schaefer. Back for Jaden Humphreys, Leo Foya, John Sabal, and Kendall Thomas. Midfield will be Sadari Marconi, Rio Coizo, and Giuseppe Barone above him. The front three consists of Ikram Husinov, Harry Senki, and Ali Kamara. That pass a bit too strong for Ruiz to get to. It'll be Red Hook possession. They'll need a big performance from their forward. That is the one they've been relying on, Harry Senki, number 21, who has 9 goals on the season. Renegades leading goal scorer Angelo Quintanilla starts on the bench for today's match. Here's Humphreys over to Harry. That is the man we mentioned, has a 1v1 he looks to take on, passes it on to his counterpart. That is Barone. Tracks back, now Humphreys putting a ball into the box. Edwards coming off his line. Second time around, he'll maintain possession to start the counter with a long kick. Somehow it makes his way over to Rosero. Now Vidal, cornered in midfield, passes back to Flores. And now Turcios. Renegades also not playing with Solano in today's matchup. This long ball is a good one for Ruiz to track to, but defense will be to it first, and it's a clearance by Schaefer. Barone controls that bounce. Now looking for the pass over to Senki. Intercepted by the defense. And we have early back and forth action as the two teams look to incorporate their offenses. Renegades already have a shot, not on target, but a shot nonetheless. As mentioned in the intro, Renegades finished the season with a 2-0 defeat against Academy, the only team to beat them, and they beat them twice in their debut season. Big debut seasons for the teams that were called up this season. Red Hook being one of them on the pitch today, wearing white and red, facing Renegades in all black. Here's a cross into the box, deflected into the hands of Edwards. We'll make easy pickings of that, and we'll wait for his offense to make its way up the pitch. Ribas over to Turcios, gives it away. Ribas recovers, and a nicely timed sliding challenge there by Red Hook, forcing it all the way back to Cáceres. Over to Jose Turcios. It goes. A ball is called for by the winger for Renegades. That is Garcia. Now it goes over to Ruiz. And he looks to switch the field over to Francisco Flores, intercepted by the Red Hook defender in that occasion. Flores will keep it in play against Husanov, and they get a foul against what'll be a free kick middle of the field for the home team. Last time these two faced, it was a 3-1 victory for New York Renegades. That was a game in which O.J. Bedward, Sebastian Ruiz, and Junior Rosero scored for the winning team. Here it comes to Vidal. Excuse me, that was actually the goal scorers of the Greek Americans game for the Renegades. I mixed up my notes there. That was the three who scored in their last victory a couple weeks back in the U.S. Open Cup. It goes all the way to Jose Turcios. Switching the field over to Cáceres. Cáceres with the armband, captaining the team tonight. Nice move there by Garcia to avoid the challenge from two defenders. Passes it on to Cariel. And now the flick on by Rosero over to Garcia, making his way up the field. Garcia can take a shot here if he has it. He does, and is saved by the keeper for the second corner of the match. Schaefer doing what he can to force that ball out of bounds into the second set piece of the night for Renegades. Ruiz is the left winger of this offense, but the way that Garcia makes his run up the pitch constantly is like having a second winger up there. And here comes the cross from Ruiz. Edge of the box it goes for a volley for Rosero. Drops it down. And now they'll have to go with take two. There's a move on the defender. Here's a cross in the box. Defense to it first once again for another corner. Here he goes, corner number 3 for Renegades. It's a good ball into the box. Second time around on the volley, Rosero takes a shot outside the box. Safely into the hands of Schaefer. Here's Rio Coiso. Seeing the run by Camara. Intercepted though. Oscar Rivas looking to quick pass it over to Junior Rosero. Read well by the defense, and Campos drops it down. I believe there was a handball against Red Hook, but referee decided to play on. Cáceres scanning the field, chooses Turcios. Here's Cariel over to Flores. Now over to Vidal, back to Flores, intercepted by Ikram. One back by Vidal. And now Rosero finds the run by Vidal down the right wing. He has some time to decide what he'll do here. He cuts inside, gives it over to Rosero, puts the ball across the box. And it passes everybody for what is going to be a Red Hook throw-in. But another dangerous position for the home team. And stick around to Game and Frame tomorrow. We have 2 games headed your way. Penn Cyprian Freedoms faces Lansdowne Yonkers at 6 p.m. in the UPSL Metropolitan Conference. In this conference, though, Oxnard FC faces AFC Academy 7 p.m. in the Northeast American North quarterfinal. That is the next matchup that is going to take place in this division. And the last game will be on November 1st. New York Renegades, this squad here home today, faces Lansdowne Yonkers in the third qualifying round of the U.S. Open Cup. A busy schedule for Renegades with cup action and now tournament action. Humphreys timing it for Senki. He finds Senki in the box. Goes back, some contact there. Another move made by the forward for Red Hook. And Renegades doing what they can to get out of that position. A foul on Cariel. It'll be a free kick for the home team. Player is still down on the other side of the pitch. I believe that is Samuel Cáceres. If I'm seeing correctly, he's grabbing his knee after a challenge. We'll take a moment. And if your Renegades is not what you want, your captain down, your third center back already without Solano and Bedward in this lineup. And he is still down. Not sure why the physio hasn't been called onto the pitch, but he slowly makes his way back up. And though limping, looks like he'll try to resume. A good minute has come off the clock. A little break in action for both teams. Both trying to get some rhythm going in this first 45 minutes. Cáceres with the ball, looking for Ruiz. Remains Renegades ball, over to Ruiz again. Now it is Campos. Over to Vidal. Vidal with a nice move there to force the foul and a free kick in the middle of the pitch. He is very short in stature, but very shifty. Similar to Cariel in midfield, who has the ball now. And now number 14, Giuseppe Barone, looking to make a run up the pitch. Nobody there, though, intercepted easily by Cáceres, who sends a long ball looking for Francisco Flores. Nice touch, like a pillow. And now he goes back to Turcios, lofts it up the pitch, over to the shortest man on the pitch, Vidal. And he drops it down to no one but the opposing team. We have the first 15 minutes down in the first half, still 0-0 scoreline between third place New York Renegades and sixth place Red Hook FC in the UPSL quarterfinal playoffs. A long ball over to Ali Camara, makes his way over to him. Waiting for support over to Rio Coiso, it goes, lifted up and deflected away from the defense. Cariello will keep it in play, and a dangerous, dirty tackle there. Unnecessary, really. It has to be a yellow card. And it will be. And a very non-threatening position of the field. The first yellow card is shown to Ali Camara of Red Hook. Not really sure what the thinking was in that challenge, but it'll land Camara on the booking list for the remainder of the match. Edwards telling his team to move up the pitch, targeting Rosero. And it lands to Ikram, and Sankey's making a run, and Sankey will get there one-on-one with Francisco Flores, and Flores comes out on top. to force a throw-in for the team from Brooklyn. Goes to number 12, takes a long distance shot, doesn't get past the defense. And Cariel gives it away over to Rio Koizo. Now over to Ikram. Number 12 making a run is Ali Kamara. The ball is in his direction. Garcia will be there to meet him. And now Cáceres showing help on defense. And it'll be a corner as it goes off the feet of Garcia for the first corner of the match for Red Hook FC. Ikram prepares to take the corner, put this ball in a dangerous area of the pitch. In comes the cross. It lands to Sankey, I believe, takes a shot, and it is wide off target. It'll be nothing but a goal kick for Eric Edwards. Take this time to remind you that today's Game and Frame broadcast is presented by Umbro, celebrating more than 100 years of football. Learn more at umbropremier.com. This playoff format, New York Braveheart and New York Empire get the byes for the week as they finish first and second. Red Hook get a possession here with Sankey. And Garcia sends it as far away he can for the throw-in. Renegades ended the season not in a way we're familiar with, back-to-back shutouts. 0-0 score against Braveheart and 2-0 defeat against AFC Academy the final week of the season. Here's a cross into the box, into nobody. It'll be a goal kick for Edwards. Renegades could have very well finished in the second place position, earned themselves a bye. But Empire gets the edge over them on goal difference for the second place position. Junior over to Milton Campos. And now a good ball over here to the wingers. Ruiz making his way inside the box, takes a shot. And it is comfortably into the hands of Schaefer in net for Red Hook. The winner of the Northeast American North playoff will face the Northeast American South winner to decide a champion in the Northeast Conference and enter the UPSL playoffs. Campos now over to Rivas. Over to Francisco Flores as Vidal lets it go past him. Flores with the cross in the box. Ruiz will keep it in play, and he'll try it. Take on his defender, make his way inside. There's a ball, and there's a shot over to Flores. And that is not the finish he was looking for. It'll be a goal kick heading Schaefer's way. The national playoffs is where the champion of the Northeast, South, and North will go to in a couple of weeks. We're a couple of stages before there. Renegades and Red Hook are looking to battle it out to face the second place position, New York Empire. And as mentioned earlier, Renegades had their hands full with another U.S. Open Cup tie coming November 1st. Here's Humphreys. Rivas keeps it in play. Now over to Rosero. Back pass too strong there. Read well by Red Hook. And here it comes over to Marconi. Good decision there by Cáceres to let it go all the way over to Edwards. Still no shot on target, except for the one Ruiz took a couple of minutes ago. That was a comfortable save for Schaefer. Back to Edwards it goes, who has a powerful foot and rockets that all the way up to Nicolas Vidal. Wins the back of his defender, and now over to Rosero. Rosero takes a shot one time, and Rosero scores the first goal of the match. Junior Rosero puts Renegades up top by a score of 1-0. A powerful finish by the forward, wins the post over on Schaefer, and it puts the home team up top in the 24th minute of the first half to take a lead on Red Hook FC. Edwards' powerful foot, Vidal's cleverly made run, and Rosero's executive finish puts the home team up top, and now they have a lead to defend for the next 20 minutes of the first half. Rivas gets on the other end of that, but Rio Coizo now on the ball for the visiting Brooklyn team. Humphreys, too strong for Husanov. And the home team recovered possession. Nice goal there to put an end to the scoreless drought for New York Renegades by Junior Rosero, the man up top. Marconi holding off the challenge from Vidal. And this is Kendall Thomas over to Leo Foya. It'll go out of bounds for an Eric Edwards goal kick. Renegades slowly getting comfortable in their position. And Cáceres will lift the ball up the pitch over to Rosero. Kendall Thomas comes out on top, but it lands to Matthews Cariel. It'll be a foul against Renegade. That ball will be too much to handle for Ikram as it goes out of play. Red Hook's last 3 games of the season ended with the 4-3 loss versus Osners FC last week of the season. And before that, it was a 3-1 win versus AFC Academy and a 4-0 win against East Coast the week prior. So this team is not familiar with scoreless wins or defeats. A big challenge there between Camara and I believe that was Cáceres. Comes out with Renegades coming out on top, but now they have to handle this difficult possession, and there's a clearance all the way into the stands for a throw-in. Jadon Humphreys over to Cesare Marconi. Now Humphreys again. Read well by Renegades defense. Handball there. That time too light was the pass targeting Vidal. Nicholas is making himself presence all over this opposing third, putting the pressure on the defense for Red Hook. He's done well taking over for Quintanilla, who's on the bench. Has an assist to his name already. And now he asked for the crossover from Ruiz, and it gets to him, but too strong of a touch. He did everything he needed to do but land the touch as he had beaten his defender's shoulder. And side relief for Red Hook. Perfect ball by Ruiz. Camara has found it a little difficult to get himself involved in this first half, as we are now 30 minutes into the first half. 15 minutes to go as Red Hook have a deficit of 1-0 following Junior Rosero's goal. John Sabal. Won by Milton Campos. And given away over to Red Hook. Here is Sankey facing Francisco Flores, who tracks back and does his job to win the ball right back for Renegades. And now Rivas can't handle that ball. Here's Camara over to Marconi, back to Camara. Good move there to beat his defender and get a foul in his favor. It'll be a free kick for Red Hook in a dangerous position of the field. We'll see what they can come up with from this set piece position. Renegades not playing with their usual starting center back duo. Kendall Thomas making his way up the pitch. As we prepare for this free kick. Here comes the cross, into the box it goes, header one. And it lands all the way to Vidal, who sends it over as far as Humphreys, puts in a second ball, it bounces in on the edge of the box. And Renegades lift it up temporarily. Husanov looking to send it over to Thomas. And now here's Ruiz, who has some speed, will beat his first man. Now looks to take on a second, and he looks to have won his shoulder as well. Ruiz making his way inside. Rosero let that go by to Vidal. Probably the better ball for him, but Milton Campos keeps it alive. Cariel now, too strong of a touch on that occasion. It'll bounce Flores' way and comfortably flicks it over Sankey. Renegades never seem uncomfortable in their offense. Vidal will drop it down, but from an offside position. Jadon Humphreys. Now Joshua Schaefer will be taking the free kick. It's a good one, targeting Sankey. Sankey second time around, forces the throw in. Challenge there by Turcios. No call by the referee, and it'll be a goal kick headed to Eric Edwards. Campos. Now Cáceres surveying the field. Finds his left winger with the overlap being made by Garcia, I believe that is. And here comes Ikram. Renegades well positioned to take care of that danger. Now they send it deep for Vidal. Humphreys comes out on top. Vidal still fighting for it, keeps it alive for Renegades. He comes out on top himself. Rivas sees a run being made by Ruiz, and it makes his way over to him. The winger shoots, and the winger scores! Sebastian Ruiz makes it 2 for the home team, and they have a 2-0 victory lead, that is, over the visiting Red Hook FC. With 10 minutes left to go in the first half, Renegades doubles their lead. And Vidal making himself present once again with his high intensity pressure. He does what he needs to do to win the ball and send it over Ruiz's way for him to tuck it into the back of the net and be Schaefer once again. Red Hook's mountain just became tougher to climb. As I mentioned, oh, and that's a bad giveaway over to Rosero, who can shoot it from distance if he wants it. He does, and it bounces into the hands of Schaefer. Very dangerous man to give that possession to. I'm sure he would say he didn't hit it as well as he could have. And now Renegades, endless pressure, wins the ball back for the team. Cariel is now on it. Cariel will take it, and it goes off the defender. Will be another corner heading to third place. Renegades looking to battle for a semifinal position in the Northeast American North Division. The goal scorer of the second goal, Ruiz, will be the one in charge of taking this set piece. And here it comes into the box. There's a header, won by Flores, I believe. Not on target, though. And Red Hook will look to play on Kamara. Ali Kamara. Break in action temporarily as the ball comes into Rio Coiso. And one back by Renegades once again. This is Rosero on the ball. Feels the pressure coming his way, and Red Hook will get the ball back. Marconi over to Foya. Rio over to Kamara. It's a good run being made by the right winger. He can get there one-on-one with Garcia. He beats Garcia. Still making his way inside the box. Husanov going for that ball. Flores do it first. And Renegades intercept in the nick of time. Campos making a ball over to the winger, Ruiz. And the speedy winger gets there. And a sliding challenge gets in the way of him in the goal. This time will be another corner headed for Renegades. And the goalkeeper is down. That is Schaefer. Will mean that we'll wait just a bit longer for this corner to be taken. And players head over to the bench to get some words from the coach. Seems like it's a bit of a strategic timeout here for the away team as they have a 2-goal deficit to overcome if they want to move on in the playoffs and keep their season alive. Schaefer is back to his feet. Ruiz will take the corner once he gets the go-to from the main official. I'd say we have at least 2 minutes of extra time at the end of this first 45 minutes. Ref gives the whistle. Here comes the corner. It's another good ball into the box and lands to Vidal. Now Garcia, 3-toe into the box. It lands for Cariel. And Campos will play it all the way back to his goalkeeper. Eric Edwards hasn't seen a lot of action, but he has the hockey assist for the first goal of the match. Front three has been very involved in this match. 1 goal each for Rosero and Ruiz. And Vidal, if I'm not mistaken, has 2 assists to his name. He definitely had the first. Now here's Edwards. Another strong, powerful kick looking for Vidal. And Vidal has speed to him to get to that ball, beat Humphreys, and it'll result in a corner. It seems like this Renegade squad does not lose much in talent with whoever they play at right wing. Quintanilla has solidified his position there for most of the season. And Vidal has taken over and showed out in this first half. Ribas will take this corner this time around. Oscar Ribas. It's not the best corner of the night. Kamara to it. Cariel still fighting for possession. And there's a shove by Cariel, which earns the free kick. And we have less than 4 minutes to go of the first 45. 2-0 lead for Renegades. Not an impossible feat to come back from this deficit, but Red Hook can't allow the home team to score more opportunities before they get a shot on target. Senki, as I mentioned in the intro, has 9 goals on the season. And he is on the ball now. And now it drops over, looking for Marconi. Jose Turcios wins it instead. That was actually Barone running for that ball. Campos playing it back to Edwards, who lifts it up for Vidal. Sebastian Ruiz tracking all the way back. And Campos nearly loses it, but wins it back. Garcia now over to Rosero, that is, and now he finds Flores making the run down the right wing, puts the ball in a dangerous area, but defense is to it first. Ikram making his way up the pitch. Does well to maintain possession despite the black jersey surrounding him. And goes over to Kendall Thomas. This is Rio. Over to Barone. And now Sankey. Powerful shot off the back of Rivas. Vidal intercepts that ball. Here's Vidal again. Loses it though. And now Sankey is the man they're targeting, makes his way in the box. Now needs to turn around for support. And he finds it in Ikram. Rio chooses to pass instead of the shot. That is read well by Renegades, and now they look to go on a counterattack, intercepted by Kendall Thomas. But it'll go all the way over to Eric Edwards, who will take his time to hold this possession and get some time off the clock to further defend this 2-0 lead that Renegades has placed upon themselves. Another good ball from Edwards, that time intercepted by Humphreys. Rivas loses possession over to Barone. And now Kamara making the run up the pitch outside the box. Kamara can shoot this. He does. And is off target. The first real threat of the match for Red Hook. But they're not able to trouble Eric Edwards in net. We are now into extra time. We'll see how much is added. It's got to be at least 2 minutes by my calculations. Garcia clearing it only as far as Sabel, and it lands to Ruiz. Now this is Kamara. Ali Kamara loses it over here to Cariel. And now Flores has some room as he makes his way up the pitch. Over to Nicolas Vidal. Now Rosero. And Rosero loses it that time around. Intercepted by Rivas though. And now he sends it over to a wide open Garcia. Ruiz over to Garcia. He gets there one time, and it's Vidal who takes a one-time shot. Was a good position there that he found himself in, but was wide off target. Big leap there by Renegades to win the ball, and now it lands to Rosero. Over to Vidal. Vidal, it gets to Vidal. Edge of the box he goes. Looking for some room, he finds Cariel. Cariel takes the shot, first time off target. Deflected, now Cariel second time around. Foya's there to intercept. It lands to Ruiz. This might be the last chance of the first half. Cross into the box. Still not out of the harm's way for Red Hook. And there is the whistle that'll put an end to the first half. It is New York Renegades currently in third place, defending a 2-0 lead against visiting Red Hook FC in sixth place in the UPSL Northeast American North. Quarterfinal action on Game and Frame. Stick around for the second half coverage. Headed your way promptly.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The salt air case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game and Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
We are just about ready for a kickoff here from the Central Islip Sousa Sports Complex for the match between 3rd place New York Renegades and 6th place Red Hook FC. Waiting on the go-to from the referee to get things going once again. There is the whistle to get things going and started for the second 45 minutes of the match. Renegades ended the first half with a 2-0 lead, courtesy of Junior Rosero and Sebastian Ruiz's goals. It was Nicolas Vidal and Oscar Rivas for the second assist of the game. I had credited Vidal for the 2 assists, but it was actually his hustle and determination that won the ball back for the second goal, and Rivas's perfectly placed through ball found Ruiz one-on-one with the keeper, and Ruiz, as he so often does, came out on top to double the lead for the home team. It looks like no changes for the second half, but if we notice them, we'll let you know. Ikram Husanov on the ball now, seeing the run being made by his teammates here. And that is number 7, Youssef Afif, who is a second half sub and has come on to the pitch. His first interaction with the ball ends in a goal kick headed for Eric Edwards. It looks like Ali Kamara comes off for the second half and Youssef takes his place. Number 18, Owen Flanagan, is also on the pitch for Red Hook. So 2 subs already that I've noticed here for the second half kickoff. Here's Flanagan for his first interaction in the game. He gives it away over to Cariel, lifts the ball up the pitch, looking for Rosero as he puts pressure on Foya. Foya does well to hold him off. It looks like Flanagan enters the pitch for Humphreys. Ikram making his way around the challenges, some coming from the Renegades midfield. Red Hook wasn't able to challenge Eric Edwards' net too often in the first half. They'll need to come up with some sort of strategy to get their offense rolling. And Flores comes out on top of that challenge. No foul, says the referee. Over to Rivas. Rivas over to Rosero, now to Rivas, now to Ruiz, who has tons of space on his left wing. Almost too much space. He puts the ball across the box. No one's there to meet it. And it'll be a throw-in, a goal kick, excuse me, headed for Schaefer. I think Ruiz second-guessed himself in that possession with how much room he had. And it goes over to Ikram. Lifted up to Sankey, drops it down to Barone, and Barone does well, but he can't find Afif. Edwards over to Vidal, stays in the match after his impressive first half. Rosero comes down with the ball, now over to Vidal. Not a ton of options in the box, so he'll have to hold it off and wait for support. Plays on Rosero. And now over to Milton Campos. Garcia. Oh, Rosero not on the same page as Vidal with that ball. Here comes the midfield, the Red Hook trying to get things going in the second half. Ikram is waiting for it. He gets the ball in his direction. Now he puts the ball into the box for a header, and that is not timed as it should have been. Could have been a shot on target instead. It'll go out of bounds for an Eric Edwards goal kick. Today's Game and Frame broadcast is presented by Umbro, celebrating more than 100 years of football. Learn more at umbropremier.com. Garcia gets that ball intercepted by Husanov. Husanov gets the back pass. Big challenge in midfield. Play on, says the referee. And now it goes over to Sankey. Sankey over to his winger Flanagan now. Now it goes to Flanagan. Puts a shot into the box. Defense to it first, and it'll result in the first corner of the second half. Yellow card, says the referee, over to Vidal for the challenge that he allowed to play on earlier. And it is Marconi who was down after that challenge. First yellow card of Renegades goes over to Nicolas Vidal. Surely that'll give Coach Boris Linares reason to incorporate his usual starting right winger, Angelo Quintanilla, at some point in the second half. Here comes the crossover from Husanov. Sankey to it first. And now second time around, he'll have to come up with something to put it in the dangerous area. Deflected out of bounds by Renegades defense, forces another corner. Another corner. Where's the header? And it's off the woodwork. And it's kept alive. Here's the second time around. Sankey deflected by the defense, and here's a run by the speedy Ruiz. He'll make his way out the pitch, one-on-one with the defender in his way. Ruiz cuts outside. Ruiz still kept alive and in play, but the linesman signals for out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick. Well done by Marconi, tracking back on defense with the big task at hand. And he was able to keep Renegades without a shot off that possession. And that lands to Sankey. That's the man you want the ball with. Sankey cuts around, and Cáceres recovers just in the nick of time before Sankey can get a shot off. Thomas. Nice move there by Barone. Samuel Cáceres over to Sebastian Ruiz. Marconi all the way back to his goalkeeper. And the intensity is picking up here for the visiting squad from Brooklyn. That goes out of play, and it'll be a Renegades possession. Red Hook is capable of scoring many goals, so we'll see how long this shutout continues for home team. Red Hook has scored 10 goals in the last 3 matches, 2 of which came in victories. Here comes Vidal making another run. It lands to Rosero. Rosero puts it across the box, and Ruiz almost makes it 3 if it wasn't for the intervention by Kendall Thomas. Crucial block there by the defender to keep things at just a 2-0 lead for Renegades. Ruiz now with two big opportunities to make the lead wider for the home team. Now he'll put this cross in the box. Thomas to it first. It lands for Mateus Cariel. Takes it one time, and it is way above the crossbar for a Red Hook goal kick. These two battling for a chance to keep their seasons alive in the UPSL and face second place New York Empire and the semis of the Northeast American North Conference. Tomorrow, Osners FC and AFC Academy face, and they will face first place New York Braveheart, the winner of the match, I should say. Sankey over to Marconi, and now Husanov puts the ball in the box, and there's a goal! Youssef Afif makes himself present in the second half after coming on at the halftime, and he gets a goal back for Red Hook. It is now just a 1-goal lead for Renegades. Red Hook get their first real shot on target, and they make it work for the first goal of the match for the team from Brooklyn. And they have new life in the second half. It is a sub, Youssef Afif, who gets them back in the match. And now Renegades look to respond, but they lose possession here. And it's John Siddell over to Kendall Thomas, the ball. Thomas avoids a challenge coming on from Vidal. Well done by Rio. And Rio finds Afif looking for Sankey. Cariel is there first. And Cariel looking to send it one time to Ruiz. It lands for Garcia. Garcia takes on Thomas. Garcia puts a cross in the box. It goes for Rosero. Rosero drops it down. And defense did what they had to do. Flanagan came in clutch with the intervention there. The challenges have been timed to perfection in this second half for Red Hook. Renegades now with at least 2 clear chances to make their lead bigger. But Red Hook has responded to the challenge. Red Hook play it all the way back to Turcios. Over to Captain Cáceres. Garcia looks to take on his defender. Puts it across the 18-yard box and lifted up by the defenders. Now it's Cariel. Over to Milton Campos. And now Francisco Flores. Campos under pressure by Rio Coiso. And it'll remain Renegades' possession. Vidal gets around one defender, puts it across for Rosero, and now one-on-one with the keeper is Ruiz! And is once again a 2-goal lead for Renegades. Ruiz with his brace makes it a 3-1 lead for third place Renegades. And they are once again on the score sheet this second half. We'll call it the 60th minute of the match. 30 minutes left for Red Hook to overcome once again a 2-goal lead. Vidal once again making himself a weapon in this front three offense. And we'll see subs entering the pitch now for Renegades. They're making the decisions clear as Oscar Rivas, the assist provider of the second goal for Renegades, is exiting the pitch. And Matheus Cariel is also making his way off. I figured at the start of this match that Vidal's time was going to be limited with Quintanilla on the bench, but the way he's been playing in this match, you cannot take him off the pitch. He's been everywhere on offense for Renegades. Number 25, Adrian Vera, is one of the subs, along with Henry Martinez, number 6. And Barone is making his way up the pitch now, looking to take on Cáceres. That did not work according to plan there. And it's a newly subbed on Vera who gives the ball away over to Renegades. Here's Ikram. The pressure oncoming by Christian Garcia. One time sends the ball over to Rosero, who will be one-on-one with the keeper. Rosero can make it 4, and he does with the 4th goal of the match. Junior Rosero makes it 4-1 for Renegades. Just 2 minutes after they make it 3-1, Rosero makes it 4-1. And Rosero and Ruiz, with the brace each, had now made it a 3-goal lead for the home team. Not enough can be said by both the vital intervention by Garcia and the perfect one-time crossover to Rosero to put him one-on-one with the keeper. And after that goal, Rosero will come off the pitch and another sub will make his way. And that is Kilmar Campos, who enters to play a defensive role for Renegades as they look to put the finishing touches in the victory to face New York Empire. This offensive firepower is quite difficult to put an end to, which is why the last 2 results in the season were shocking, that this Renegade squad wasn't able to net a goal. But they have made Red Hook feel their strength and wrath with a 4-goal performance, and they're not done yet. We have about a little over 25 minutes to go in this game. Excuse me. Milton Campos gives it away on that occasion. Harry Sankey looks to make his way inside the box. It gets around 2 defenders, but Garcia is there, well positioned to win the ball back for Renegades once again. And I apologize, I thought it was Rosero who was exiting the pitch. Looks like he was just getting words from the bench. If I'm not mistaken, it is Samuel Cáceres who exited the pitch. But in the meantime, here comes Red Hook trying to get a goal back. Safe hands for Eric Edwards. Here's Martinez over to Vera. Good ball there by Rosero to find the duo of Garcia and Ruiz. It does look like Cáceres, who had the captain's armband in the first half, is the man who came off the pitch. We did see him take a tumble in the first half. And Francisco Flores takes over the captain's armband and his place. Red Hook win possession in the middle of the field, send over to Ikram Husanov. Here's Koizo, over to Flanagan. Back to Koizo. Here is Harry Sankey making his way forward, waiting for support. He finds it in Ikram, and Garcia, as solid as ever, comes out on top with yet another perfectly timed challenge. And now here it comes to Ruiz. Over to Kilmar Campos. And now Francisco Flores. Vidal tracking back. Now looking for the run being made by Rosero. Garcia asking for it, and Garcia receives it. Runs are being made in the box for him. Garcia puts it in the box. There's Milton Campos, and he is just off target by a fraction. And it was number 5. Had it been anybody else but the number 6 for the squad, it might have been a different result. In the meantime, Kilmar is called to question, and he responds to come out on top on that challenge versus Sankey, who they have done well to limit in this game. But Sankey gets the ball back here, plays it over to Husanov, and it makes his way over to Koizo. Martinez there. Here's Vidal, sees a run by Rosero. Rosero looking to go one-on-one with his defender, Foya. One-on-one they go. And Rosero will track back. He's on a hat trick. He decides to play it safe as more time ticks off the clock. And Renegades feel the semis coming their way. So stick around to tomorrow. Pacific Freedoms faces Lansdowne Yonkers 6 p.m. in the UPSL Metropolitan Conference. The other quarterfinal action in this conference, Ostlers FC faces AFC Academy 7 p.m. And that winner will face New York Braveheart in the next semis. Lastly, November 1st, this New York Renegade squad faces Lansdowne Yonkers, 7:45. In the U.S. Open third round qualifying. Renegades' last win was against Greek Americans at Hofstra Stadium. We were there with you for that game a couple of weeks back. And now they'll have third round qualifying action a week from today. That ball is targeting Rosero, and it gets to him. And now he puts it across the box. Excuse me, that was actually Campos with the ball and Rosero with the finish. But it was way off target this time around for the forward. Another sub has entered the pitch for Red Hook. That is number 15, Abdoulaye Ba. Tall defender. Will have quite a challenge if he's playing on that side of the pitch, facing Sebastian Ruiz. Vera drops it down, and now it goes further back to Kilmar Campos. Sees Garcia open. Over to Ruiz. Into the middle of the pitch for Vera. Francisco Flores gets the 1-2 ball. Defense stepped up that time around. Sankey looks to be timing his run, waiting for it to make its way over to him, but not able to do so, and that occasion was Afif. And now another sub will take place for Renegades as Milton Campos is coming off. And so is this time Junior Rosero. Number 42, Daniel Uquillas, is one of the players that comes on, as well as Cristian Cuero with the number 33. Red Hook has the possession with Barone. Vera comes out on top, looking to send it over to Ruiz. Ba is able to send it back to Schaefer. Now Sankey isn't able to time his jump that occasion. It runs for Kilmar. We have less than 20 minutes to go of this second half, with Renegades defending a 4-1 lead. And they give it away here for Red Hook. Sankey has a shot on target now. He has it in his sight, and he does. For the deflection now, Kilmar Campos. Not sure why he didn't take it the first time around. It was a clear opportunity, but nonetheless, he'll get a corner kick off of this possession. We'll see if Red Hook can come up with a goal to bring them back into this match. They had the momentum in their favor after scoring that first goal in the second half, but Renegades responded. Can they respond here now? Martinez. A diving intervention there by Jose Turcios. Gets the ball back only as far as Red Hook here with, believe that is Marconi, if I'm not mistaken. And another cross into the box. It goes for Barone, and Edwards responds promptly. Adrian Vera has become very involved since entering the pitch. Red Hook will make another change as Rio Coiso is coming off the pitch. Here comes the throw in into the edge of the box. Barone waiting for help to come his way. Renegades looking for a counterattack opportunity. They go back here to Francisco Flores. Now over to Cuera. And here is Garcia. Cuero, excuse me. Over to Ruiz. Uquillas. Kilmar, well composed. Over to Vera. Garcia's asking for it down the wing. They're not able to find it on this occasion. Instead, they go with Ruiz. Done well. Shifty footwork there. Now he looks for Cuero, who looks to be onside. Flag stays down. Cuero is by himself, though. Now looking for support with number 42, Uquillas. Force out. And now he puts a cross in the box. But will let it go out of bounds for a goal kick. Afif looking to flick it past his defender. That is Flores, who stands his ground there. Over to Harry Sankey it goes. Here's Barone. Cesare Barone over to Ikram. Flanagan. Read well by Martinez, who was tracking back on defense. And now it lands to Cristian Cuero. Martinez had the official in his way on that occasion. And there's a foul against Flores. Will be a free kick for Red Hook. And we have about 13 minutes to go of the 90 in the second half for either Renegades to put the finishing touches on a victory or Red Hook to pull off a nearly impossible comeback. Ruiz will be the next player to come off the pitch. And now it is Mauricio Puerto comes on, sporting the number 13. Here comes a cross straight into the hands of Eric Edwards. Catching practice there for the goalkeeper. As the result holds, stick around for post-match interviews headed your way next on Game and Frame at the end of the final whistle for the third place home team defending home turf against Brooklyn's Red Hook FC. A pair of brace for their front three, and Sebastian Ruiz and Junior Rosero has given Renegades all four of their goals. And now Puerto is looking to get himself involved, makes a run down the left wing. Recovered in time was Flanagan. And Vera gets it over here now for a shot opportunity for Renegades straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. That is Angelo Quintanilla, who made his way onto the pitch as a substitute in the second half. Nico Vidal has played his position for most of the match and has done a fantastic job at right wing. Now this is Afif making his way into dangerous territory, puts a cross outside the box, targeting Husanov, but the defense was to it first. And now here's Vera. Angelo making his way up the pitch. Daniel Uquilla sees a run being made by Puerto, and he finds Puerto. Tracking back as the defense for Red Hook. Puerto looks to make his way inside. And now it's Barone sending the ball over to Sankey, but Eric Edwards makes a rare intervention in this match to get to that ball first. Quintanilla lands the ball for him over to Cuero, who is in an offside position. Ikram takes on two challenges, gets taken down in the middle of the pitch. will get a free kick for Red Hook. And we have less than 10 minutes to go now for the final whistle. Here from Central Islip, Long Island, Central Islip Sousa Sports Complex. Renegades still leading by a goal, 4-1 that is. Cross was put into the box right where you needed it for number 20 to put in the finishing touches, but he was unable to do so. That is Lorenzo Gilardi, who was another second half sub for Red Hook. In comes the throw in looking for Cuero. Red Hook will have a free kick to work with. Their chances have been few and far between in this match. Ikram will look to put it in the danger area to get a goal back and give themselves an opportunity in what is left of the 90 minutes in this match. Some taller bodies here now for Red Hook. They put in a cross, doesn't get past Kilmar, and Flores kicks it as far as he can, lands to Flanagan, and now they'll look to try it again, but they won't be able to keep it in play. It'll be a throw-in for Renegades. Over to Ukias, who drops it down with his shoulder over for Vera, who now sees a run being made by Garcia. Puerto to his left, Cuero to his right. He decides to go for Cuero, and the goalkeeper is there to it first, and Joshua Schaefer. Here's Daniel Ukias. Puerto making the run. They go to Cuero once again. Cuero holding it off for Quintanilla, who takes a long distance shot, and it is off target above the crossbar. Back to Edwards it goes as more time ticks off the clock. Seemingly more likely that Renegades will be the team to face New York Empire in the semifinals. This ball gets sent over to Garcia. Tracking back is Sabal. And Sabal wins the shoulder of Garcia to earn his team a free kick. And they play it over to that is Marconi. One back by Renegades. Cristian Cuero looking for a space and an opportunity. He just stops playing. I'm guessing expecting a whistle, but no whistle came his direction. Quintanilla now will tee it off. Takes a shot, and a diving stop by Schaefer prevents the fifth goal from entering the back of the net. But Mauricio Puerto keeps it alive. Puts a cross into the box, straight into the hands of Schaefer. It was a good ball looking for Afif, but not able to control it that time around. Will land all the way back for Joshua Schaefer. Ikram looking for who his next target will be. It was supposed to be Sankey, but Kilmar Campos is to it first, and he plays it back to his goalkeeper, who lifts it up into the middle of the pitch. And now it lands to Cristian Garcia. Less than 5 minutes to go of the 90. We'll see how much time is added. We've seen about 3 goals by my calculations in the second half. Turcios goes down, gets a foul in his favor for a Renegades free kick. Uquillas over to Martinez. This Renegade squad has done well, allowing just the 1 goal without their starting center back duo for most of the season, OJ Bedward and Jason Solano. Quintanilla didn't start this game, but Vidal did his job efficiently. Puerto not able to connect in that occasion. Ikram over to Marconi, sees a run being made by Flanagan. Back to Marconi. The tallest man on the pitch, now to Flanagan. And now Sankey waiting for that ball. Kilmar intercepted. And it's lifted up in the direction of Puerto, who makes it difficult for Sabal. Puerto and Sabal still battling it out for that possession, and it'll result in a throw-in for Renegades. And they'll take their time to put this ball back into play. Garcia trying to play it back for Martinez. And the deflection will go Abdoulaye Baz way. Plays it on to Schaefer, under pressure by Cuero. And here's Marconi sending it over to Afif. It's a 3-on-4 here, 3-on-5 now. It makes its way over to Sankey, who sees Barone, number 14, looking for an opening here. It goes over to Sankey. Sankey will take the shot, and it is deflected and blocked by the defense. Sankey's opportunities just have not been many in this match. Defense has done well to nullify the star forward from the Red Hook FC. Garcia puts in a good ball over to Cuero, but Ba intercepts right on time. Husanov over to Foya. Now Afif over to Flanagan. Flanagan has an opening, and Kilmar intercepts. Marconi keeps it alive. Marconi from distance and is way off target for what is going to be an Eric Edwards goal kick. 30 seconds left of the 90. We'll see how much time is added. Edwards will surely take his time to put this ball back into play as the home team look to put the finishing touches on another victory. Puerto. Uquillas back to his goalkeeper. The 90 are finished. We are now into extra time here in the second half. Once again, stick around for post-game interviews for Renegades if they put the finishing touches on this victory. Ukias over to Vera. It has been a solid day at the office for Renegades with the contribution from their midfield and forwards. And there is the final whistle to put an end to 90 minutes of football here from centralized Sousa Sports Complex. It is third place Renegades who moves on in the semifinals of the UPSL Northeast American North playoffs to face New York Empire. We'll see that match up next in the semis. Tomorrow it'll be Academy and Osners to battle for the next semifinal position to take on New York Braveheart. Stick around for post-match interviews for Renegades headed your way in just a couple of minutes.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The salt air case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Francis Argueta here for Game & Frame with Nicolas Vidal and head coach Boris Linares of New York Renegades after their 4-1 victory at home versus Red Hook FC. We'll start with Nico first. You had an assist in the first half, played a crucial role in the second goal as well, winning the ball back for your team. What was working for you in this starting position at right wing today?
Confidence, that's it, just confidence. We've been training hard, and the confidence from Coach too. He believes in my abilities, and he gave me the opportunity today, and I think I did a good job. So, yeah.
That's right. Quintanilla usually is playing that role, but you really showed up, and as I mentioned in the broadcast, it felt like you didn't miss a beat playing Vidal in the starting position. What did you notice out of your teams to put in the finishing touches to this victory after Red Hook seemed to be making a comeback in the early second half?
Like you said, he gave me the opportunity, and I didn't miss a beat. So after that, we just started working as a team, and I'm gonna just keep saying it. Confidence. When the team has confidence and everyone has confidence, we play our game, and we have the best players in Long Island. So you can't beat that.
Correct. Okay. And Coach, your front three, 2 braces each, and as mentioned, an assist from Vidal. What did you notice out of your front three that really didn't lose a beat from start to finish in this match?
Well, the important thing we had to do was come in fresh. As you know, we have a very rough schedule. U.S. Open, took a lot of us. The Greeks pushed us. So the AFC game, I rested some players to give people a chance. And Nico, he earned a spot today to play. I thought that he was going to be crucial because he brings that energy, hard to guard. And he pretty much has got a grasp of our system, know where to be, where we're moving, that we, through practice, he gained more confidence, and, he earned his spot today. He did very well, and as far as the other two, well, you already know Junior, you already know what Sebas can do. So them two are always going to be a threat. So, in the second half, I thought that Red Hook did come out strong. Made some changes, and I thought we had to go with some fresher legs, and thankfully it worked out for us.
And you were without 2 big center backs for you, O.J. Bedward and Jason Solano. How did the defense show up in this match to solidify your victory as well?
Yeah, that's the good thing about having a first division team. I brought out Jose Turcios, who magnificent job he did. The whole Division One. Shout out to them. They won the championship outright, and then they're going to be playing for the Division One, the American Northeast Championship next week, and then hopefully they win that and they go on to conference finals. So, he's had an amazing season there. And I think they only got scored twice this season, so they've had an amazing time over there. So I thought that he earned the spot to come up. OJ had a personal matter he had to attend to, and as you know, Jason, we lost him in the last game. Hopefully he comes back soon, and we'll come back strong. But next man up is the way you have to approach it, and having a deep bench, which we do, hands down, I think we have a very deep bench. So everybody will step up.
And last question, you face a familiar foe in New York Empire in the next round of the semifinals of this tournament. What do you say to your team facing off a big opponent there in New York Empire?
That's the thing, right? It doesn't get easy. You got to just come in. Hopefully, we've had a good rotation of players, and we get our big guns back as far as the center backs are concerned. But we'll we have to study them because they're feisty. They always stay in the game, and they come at you. They come with a lot of energy, a lot of talent. So it should be a great game. That's what it's all about. Having these kind of games that you play. You live for those. So, the playoffs is what brings out the best of you. And hopefully we come out with the W.
Once again, you heard it there first from Boris Linares and Nico Vidal. 4-1 victory for New York Renegades. They'll face also Lansdowne Yonkers in the US Open Cup, excuse me.
Which is Saturday.
Yeah, big games headed for Renegades. It doesn't stop yet. We'll be here on Game and Frame to bring you to it. Here with Francis Argueta. Renegades once again 4-1 victors tonight.
Thank you. Shout out to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Francis.
Congrats on the win.
Yeah.